So in this question we're told that a ball is hit vertically up into the air from point A, which is here, and this point A is 1.75 meters above the ground. So the ball hits the ground for the first time when t is 2.5 seconds. In part A it says show that the initial speed of the ball is 11.55. So we don't know the initial speed, but what we do know is that time it takes to hit the ground is 2.5 seconds. And of course, when we mean the ground, we're talking about down here, yeah, which is below the point of initial projection. Because it's projected upwards, we take it upwards as positive, so acceleration then is opposing it, so it'll be minus 9.8. Okay, and of course the displacement will be, if you think about it, it'll be down here, won't it? So if s is 0 here, and upwards is positive, then downwards then will be negative, so s will be minus 1.75. Okay, so if we use s equals ut plus half at squared, we can then get the initial speed, right? So s is minus 1.75, initial speed times 2.5 plus then half minus 9.8 for acceleration times then time, which is 2.5 squared. Okay, and then you work all that out. Okay, so we simplify this, and so we'll work that out in a calculator. So that would be minus 30.6525. Take that over, and then to get u, of course, then whenever this result is, we'll divide by 2.5. So 30.625 take away 1.75 is 28.875. So u will be, it's important we show our workings with this type of question because they actually give us the answer, don't they? So we're expecting them to get 11.55 out, which indeed I do, but I show all my approach throughout. So I show I understand the question and I've got the answer as expected. Okay, so then part B then says find the greatest height above the ground reached by the ball. Okay, so it's up here somewhere. Okay, and of course we know the initial speed now is 11.55. You know, if we didn't know that, if we couldn't work it out, we know it, don't we? Because part A tells us this. The initial speed is 11.55, and of course at max height, velocity is 0, isn't it? Okay, because it comes to a stop, right? The other things we know, of course, again, acceleration is minus 9.8. We want this max height, s. So I'm going to use v squared equals u squared plus 2as. So v is 0, u is 11.55 squared plus 2 times acceleration minus 9.8 times s. Okay, and then I just take that over to the other side because that's going to be minus 19.6. Take it over, so it become plus 19.6 s. And to get s, then we divide, okay, by 19.6. Now we've got to be careful with this now when I work out our answer. 6.80625 meters. Okay, so we leave it like that because it's an exact answer. But we've got to be careful with this, right? Because it did say, didn't it, in the question, find the greatest height above the ground reached by the ball, right? So it's not talking about greatest height from point of projection. It's talking about greatest height from above the ground, and the ground is here. And remember, the ball was projected from A. Okay, and that's okay. Okay, so what we've worked out here in part B is already is we've worked out how high it's gone relative to our starting point. Okay, right, so basically my answer here that I've got here, 6.80625 meters, is the greatest height above our starting point here, where s is 0, so that's going to be 6.8 blah blah blah, yeah, 0625. But in terms of the greatest height above the ground then, if you think about it, I need to add then that 1.75 to it. So greatest height above the ground will be 6.80625 plus then the 1.75. And I get 8.55625 meters. Okay, Part C then, calculate the speed of the ball as it hits the ground. Okay, so as it hits the ground, let's remember now, A of course is minus 9.8 because upwards is positive, U is 11.55, let's write down what we know, yeah. S will be minus 1.75, and we want V, so I think there's enough there to work out V, okay. Do we know the time? We knew the time to be 2.5, didn't we? So we could even use that, might be an easier one to use, okay. So we'll do V equals U plus AT. So V will be 11.55 minus 9.8 times time, which is 2.5, and you get it out straight away. Minus 12.95 meters per second. And of course it's minus because it's going down, isn't it? It's telling us the direction is going opposite to positive. But they do say speed, so make sure you write it as positive. 9.58, it's 12.95 meters per second. And we're done.